It's 2020.
We're in Las Vegas.
And that can only mean one thing.
Welcome to CES.
Goodness, he sounded excited, didn't he?
So should.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what is exciting. We've only got ourselves a blooming studio this year, overlooking the actual show. That's CES, just out there. Hello.
Oh yeah, it's quite something.
Yeah.
And we have for you the latest announcements from here, as well as getting our hands on some of the most exciting looking gadgets that have made their way to Las Vegas. In fact, Spencer, you've been in the water with one of them, haven't you?
Certainly have, yes. There's water in Las Vegas, and here it is.
That looked difficult. Yeah. How was it?
It was difficult and cold and wet and wet and cold. But here's the thing, right? If you go out there, everyone will tell you that their thing is amazing. And spoiler alert,
it's not.
So possible, if you ask me, Lara.
I've tried, and some of the things that I found most exciting this year have been for the smart home. So here are a few of my top picks. It's called Wheel Me, and the idea is that you can summon your furniture using your voice or an app, or do so remotely. But right now, I've got what I need just here in front of me. I'm going to take these, and it's time to do a spot of cooking. Let's get started. Is that smart bin? The towel now automatically opens when it's full, so it can automatically seal the bags. Or now I can take out the sealed bag, and once I close this, the new bag. I felt this was a little small for a kitchen, but the company is working on a larger version too. Okay, I'll just leave that to cook for a moment. Luckily, we've got a robotic mop and vacuum to hand. Now it's time to mop the room. You can set it up with a choice of different whilst it does have a seriously hefty price tag, what makes it after those mops have been washed. Now, that's quite a lot of goes around this kitchen. That looks ready, but I could do with actually taking this to the show floor. Luckily, I've got this lunchbox, which actually heats up. Heatbox uses steam sealed with this bit of rubber to stop either the food leaking out in your bag or any of the water seeping into the food. Enough food for some people, and that's why these removable trays are easy to just stack up. You could have a few of them and just keep swapping them in to warm up all the food. I shall warm that up again when I get there. Time to head back to the show floor. I brought some lunch. This was all pretty easy. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually make you any.
Oh, well, there's a pizza making robot here apparently. There's 300 an hour, or as I call it, just about enough. Tell you what, let's look at some of the really big announcements from this week's show. Is that all right?
Not bad. Described as almost bezel-less. In fact, 99% of what you're looking at there is... But if you're struggling to understand why anybody would actually care that the frame is just a little bit smaller, then at least this one has something very different about it. Samsung's Zero not only works horizontally like a normal TV, but also vertically. Take a look at this. Still seems better the old way.
Back to Samsung, which unveiled its new beeping robot assistant called Bally.
And there's been competition here at CES to see who can unveil the wackiest robot. And finally, from the company that developed the vegetarian burger that bleeds, Impossible Foods has created a pork substitute. It's made from a substance called heme, which is a molecule found in some plants and meat. The first product to feature the new foodstuff, the Impossible Sausage, is launching in the US this week. Yes. Of course, it's not just streamers who are trying to get our attention. Advertisers are in a constant battle, and it's getting increasingly hard for them. So I've been looking at a company that's using computer vision and AI to put ads in the footage that we're already watching after it's been made. Right here beside me is a blank wall, but that's easy enough to change. Myriad hopes so. Just sending some video footage that we've created, and from there the AI can select where in the image the advert should be placed.
In terms of the detection and understanding the AI, where we do require a human eye is the actual embed work because of the complexity of shadows and lighting and things like that. So we have a very skilled team that actually really depends on the type of content. So if you're using something like a soap opera, for example, you from a cafe to a pub to a street, what you'll actually find is that when we can identify something, it actually needs to be continuous, right? So you can't just have it in one scene and then disappear in another. It's very useful for that, to identify and then place that and have that continuous throughout the scene. I thought this one around. It's actually a relatively sort of obvious place to put something, but you might not as a human have necessarily said, oh, let's place this in the background and cover that window.
I tell you, one of my favourite parts of CES is wandering around looking at all the weird stuff that companies have invented.
Absolutely.
For example, any idea what that is?
Microphone. Oh, these
Yeah,
bits
it's supposed
come
to do that. Yeah, don't
they
worry.
come off. Okay, some strange headphones.
No, they're not actually. No, this is, if I may, of course, some shoes to
think
demonstrate.
yours might be more appropriate.
No,
but,
no, trust me, I smelt yours. There we go.
You go for the smell.
Why are you so much shorter all of a sudden? You popped it.
Right.
It's marvellous. It genuinely is my favourite part of CES, wandering around and looking at the weird stuff. Here's Chris Fox's roundup of all the quirky stuff around. That's Chris Fox's roundup, and that's it from us, from CES, at least for this week.
Yes, there are more amazing things to come from here next week.
In the meantime, you know where we are, don't you? Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter at BBC Click. Pay us a visit. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.
Bye.